Other guys. Um, so I haven't made many videos since Trump's election. I made a couple. Um, I haven't really felt the need to really um really come out and say really much more than what I've already said. I know one of the big things that I said um from the very beginning is that Trump supporters were going to spiral. I said that. And as things have progressed, we're seeing it now. We're seeing the literal unraveling. Um, this is just something that Spirit told me. I got a lot of, I guess you want to call them downloads at the beginning. And so those are the things that I talked about. So everything else that has really been happening, I haven't said a whole lot about, and it's not at all that I don't have opinions about them. I write them down. Um, I discuss them sometime with other people or whatever. I just haven't been on here saying it. Some of it, I mean, me, um, many others, is just because it's been very overwhelming. You know, they had a tactic, flood the zone is what they were calling it. And so, yeah, it was almost like something new coming out every single day. And so it was hard to keep up. And not even so much that it was hard to keep up. It's just the fact that I'm going to admit there's a lot that I didn't know. There's a lot of political things that I didn't know. I have learned so much from January to now about a lot of things, um, especially political. So, I kind of felt like there were a lot of other people who were way more equipped than I was, especially to come out about political things. But something I noticed, even if I got a download or whatever about something political or whatever, it in my mind, in my head or whatever, it would always turn spiritual. So it was always a spiritual lesson from whatever I got. And I'm still getting that, that apparently that's just how it works for me and how my mind works, to go to the spiritual um, side of how things are going. So, with that said, that's a little bit of why I hadn't really been on here a whole lot. It seems to me, and it could just be the way that I have gotten my answers. I'm a lot more calm. I'm a lot more understanding of what's going on. I see the big picture, which is another thing for me. Um, I look past many times what's going on and I look at the bigger and greater picture. So many times when I speak, I'll speak kind of from that perspective. And so sometimes for people, it doesn't make any sense or they don't think it's relevant at the moment, but it actually is, because it's a spiritual outlook on it. And just to really be honest, if you don't have a spiritual mindset or if you're not able to see past exactly what's going on, you're going to be confused. So, getting to this video, and it's also spiritual. And I wanted to talk about the topic, but uh, pretty soon the whole spiritual concept of it came to me. So, I'm going to speak from that perspective. Um, so, I'm sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. I just took some pills and I took my vitamins. They're kind of stuck. So, um, we've all seen with this immigration stuff, we've all seen ICE in action. We've seen the ICE raids. We've seen border security. We've seen Homeland Security. We've seen all of them, you know. We get it, we understand, we know what it's about. At least I hope we do. Um, I- hey, it's Trump. It's Trump's policies. It is um, literally, in my opinion, it's literally. I say genocide, but it's not. I don't mean as in necessarily unaliving these people. Although I think when a lot of this is over and Trump is out, we're going to hear about a lot more deaths than they are probably even going to admit. I don't think they're going to admit to all of the deaths. Um, so let's go from this perspective. So we know many Latinos, Hispanics, Cuban, the whole gambit of them overwhelmingly voted for Donald Trump. I even had a song. Um, and so we know what they did. We know, in many ways, there was a lot that we Black people really had to reconcile after this Trump election, winning the election. Not only was it our hurt, dismay, and despair, that the best candidate in our minds didn't get elected, and it wasn't about losing and winning like it is for MAGA. And it's very, very sad. But many MAGA are still on that concept of, oh, we won, y'all lost type stuff. And it's just like, I don't think, I know that you guys don't understand that this is not about winning and losing. This is about democracy. It's about our losing of our democracy. And we saw that early on. Like we saw Trump. We saw his track record. And it wasn't about, oh, because we're Black, we want to vote for a Black woman and what. It wasn't even about that. We knew she was going to be the best candidate. And now here, look, all these months later, and people are crying all over the internet, regretting their vote. Their poppy got deported. Their grandma, their mama, all of these things got deported. Their children. But the thing about it is, these were the things that we knew. It seemed like to me, we Black people have a much longer memory than many people in this country, and it's sad. This is not a flex. This whole video that I'm going to talk about these things, none of this is a flex. This is just the fact that because we Black people have been hunted, have been lured, have been unalived for centuries, have been, and that was the order of the day, our unaliving. It still is, you know. But we remember. We have long memories, and we don't take lightly the stuff that we have been through. We're still talking about it. They want us to shut up. We're not going to ever shut up. We remember. It's in our DNA not to forget. And so, that being the case, a lot of Latinos, a lot of Mexicans, Venezuelans, and all that. And here's another thing. I don't want to jump around, but this just came to my head. Do you guys remember? See, a lot of this is about remembering and paying attention. Do you guys, because it's so much, do you guys remember there was a little Venezuelan woman that got up on, it was a Trump campaign. This little lady got up there, we love Trump, we love Trump. And, you know, um, then after that, and they voted for him and everything, and then Trump started all the deportations and the ICE raids and the brutality and pulling people out of their cars and beating the hell out of people like we continue to see them do. The cruelty, the brutality, snatching people off of the street, separating people from their children. We see these things actively being done. And around about that time when those things started, this little lady got back up on a stage, or behind a mic or whatever she was, behind a podium. And I remember her saying, "Oh, Trump lied to us. He lied to us. He told us if we voted for him or if we voted Republican," whatever her wording was, "that we were not going to get deported, that we were going to be safe." Do y'all remember that? You know what that says? That says, just like a lot of us kind of knew already, but still, when they came over here, yeah, Republicans are now trying to use that. Oh, Trump and Kamala and Kamala Harris and Joe Biden left the border wide open, and all of these criminals just came over here. Okay, all right. So, but they used that though. They used that. They had those people voting for him. And if you think I'm lying, like I just said, the woman just said it. The woman said it. He told us, they told us if we voted for him, we would not get deported. She said that. Go find the tape. It's on there. And so it's funny now how, they want to, they're holding back on the SNAP benefits or whatever for people because they're saying, oh, well, they're letting illegals vote and they're letting um, illegal people get Medicaid and get food stamps, which literally it's written in the Constitution. I mean, you can't do that. It's a law. It's a law, not the Constitution. It's a law. They don't have even the materials or whatever to be able to legally vote. Whatever Trump and them did, because we know that they do illegal stuff all the time anyway. They allow these people to vote and they allow those votes to count. So again, with all that being the case, because that's not arguable, it's you can look this stuff up. Now that the deportations are in full swing, we see the cruelty and the brutality, and we see them invading cities without governor approval or governors even asking for them. Mayors are objecting and everything. There is no, what do you call it? There's no violence and all of this crap going on like Trump administrations are lying to him to get that agenda pushed, mainly by Stephen Miller. But at the end of the day, we see what's going on. Okay. And so seeing with our eyes, hearing screams and babies crying and children crying from what we see, these visuals on YouTube and Instagram, just all over the internet. I don't know. It don't seem to matter to those very same people. Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is that the ICE agents that are not, just completely covered and you can see some parts of them or you can hear them speaking, many of them are Latino. Many of them speak with such thick accents, you can hardly almost make them out. You can see their brown arms. You can see their slick hair. Like, I mean, you know Hispanic, but you know their hair. You know what I'm saying? It's different. You know that that's who they are. Many of them, and I'm not dismissing, of course, the white races and the Proud Boys and all of these other white militia groups, white racist groups that we know are there as well. The January 6th, we know. These are the ICE agents. These are the border security. Like, they gave them jobs. Okay, we know that. My problem, though, my problem is how many Hispanics there are grabbing their own people. How many National Guard out in California, when they were all lined up on the streets and everything, you could see how many of them were Hispanic doing this to their own people. And they're still doing this to their own people. And it's shocking. It's insane to me. And here's the thing, everybody always try to act like, or have tried to act like, black men and black women are just horrible. Black men, black women hate each other. Black men, black women, children, they can't come together as families. The black people have no culture. Black people have no culture in this society. All black women are single moms. All black men don't want their children. They're thugs. They're drug dealers. I mean, we know the history, okay? We know the history. And so these are the things that have been pushed for a long time. And everybody else, mom, dad, children, go to work. That was always, that's white people's picture. That's Hispanic people's picture. If you really think about it, a lot of Hispanics go on the fact that, you know, mom, dad, kids, whatever, our culture, our people, But here's the truth of the matter, because people can say what they want. The truth of the matter is that I don't see that. The truth of the matter is that I see Hispanic men beating the shit out of Hispanic women. What I see is Hispanic men dragging women out, picking women up, grabbing men who look just like them and throwing them into vehicles. I see 5, 6 big old grown men jumping on little grandmas and grandpas. Like, we see this with our eyes. This is not something I'm making up. And so, and these are your people, you know? And it amazes me because I just, call me wrong, maybe I'm wrong. I just don't believe that if it was we black Americans, which this is kind of crazy. Um, Forgive me. Give me 1 second, because I said I was gonna turn that phone off. So you guys, um, forgive that little interruption, but you know, as I said, this is what I'm continuing to see. As far as so many Latino, Hispanic, whatever people, they are doing this to their own people. And I think the point that I was going to make before I try to go ahead and close this out, um, historically, we black people, y'all know our history. If you don't, look it up. Hmm. But our history has still always been that we stick by one another. You know what I'm saying? We hold each other up. We uplift each other. We march together. We sing together. We pray together. We cry together. That's just our history. Okay. And so I really think that a lot of people were counting on black people not being together. Like, they were counting on the black male female hate thing, like that. They were counting on that. And when we all came together and, for the most part, voted overwhelmingly for Harris, I think that was a shock. I think right now what's going on with our silence, our together silence, our literal moving together, like black people, even through social media, even though we're not all together touching each other, we are all, for the most part, on point. We are moving the same. We boycotting the same. We listening to each other. We're on point. You know what I'm saying? MAGA right now are fighting. These Christian nationalists and MAGA are fighting. Republican Party within itself is completely being decimated right now. that had a lot to do with Trump. But still, at the end of the day, the ones who they expected to fight and kill each other, probably who was going to be us, are not doing that. We're on one accord. And now they're all wondering and looking, well, you know, well, what are black people doing? And black people are being too silent. Black people are doing this. Oh, black people trying to cancel Christmas. Oh, black people are not voting for such and such. No, we not. Because at the end of the day, just like Dr. John Henry Clark said, we really are all that we got. We don't have no friends. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because it's almost like y'all thought we was going to be stupid enough to go against ourselves like we see y'all doing. No, we not. We have history. We have history in our DNA of the horrors that have been done to our people and our ancestors. And so we remember and we move and we act accordingly. And I'm not even trying to brag or flex. It just is what it is, you know. But I think it's a very sad thing that is happening with our with Hispanic and Cubans and Latino. Like I said, it's sad. I know all of them are not, but I just don't think if we as black people were being removed or whatever, I just don't believe that our black men would be overwhelmingly treating us the way I see Hispanic men doing their own people. I just don't believe so. Could be that maybe I'm putting too much faith in our black men. I don't know, but I feel that way. I really do. Um, yeah, I just don't think that we would be doing that to each other, you know? And it's sad and it's unfortunate, but it kind of is what it is. So to end this video, you know, like I began this video, overwhelmingly, many Latinos voted for Trump. And they were on the side of white supremacy for the criminals and for the bad ones and for the ones who don't work hard, because we work hard, you know? And to see what they're doing to their own people, in my opinion, for white supremacy, because what else is it? This is Trump's agenda. This is Stephen Miller's agenda. These are those people's agenda to get y'all ass out of here, whether you're an American citizen or not, whether you were born here or not, whether you got your papers or not, whether you are a green card holder, that doesn't matter. H-1B1 visa don't matter. They want to make this a white Christian nationalist country. It ain't gonna happen, mostly because of us, but it's not gonna happen. Because it ain't never been a white Christian nationalist country. Never. If y'all want that shit, go to Germany. Take that shit to Israel. That's who it's mostly coming from anyway. All of this shit is coming from them, all of them, not just Israel. It's coming from all of these white countries. That's where this shit is coming from. On Native American and black people's land. Black Native Americans, black American land. This is our land. Be mad if you want. But the truth of the matter is, I just find it sad that this is happening. And I just wanted to know if anybody else has noticed how many Hispanics are literally, it seemed like, even though they get up on TikTok and they get on all these other platforms and they're crying, and they're sad, and it is heartbreaking. You know what I'm saying? Seeing all of these Hispanic men being taken into alligator Alcatraz. I mean, I literally cried, which is why a lot of that stuff, I don't look at that stuff anymore because I can't take it. In my old age, I'm getting way too sensitive and I can't take it. Um, but if I can't look at it and take it, and yet they're doing that to their own people, my God. Do y'all hate y'all people that much for white supremacy or for them to be close to you or to say, like, they're literally showing you what they think and feel about you. I don't get it. I really am not getting it. But you guys, anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Am I way off base? Do you have another theory about this? I would love to hear it. Let me know. You guys, Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Leave me a comment on this video. Um, you guys, until the next video. See you next time.